Let's update how we store vaccines.
That's wonderful, Jason. Let's get fancy fridges.
Fancy fridges, sir?
Yes, fancy fridges with a brain in a box.
A brain? In a box?
Yes, Jason, a brain in a box, like my phone.
Oh, with a computer inside.
No, Jason, a brain in a box.
But why does it need a brain in a box, sir?
To turn it on and to turn it off.
And will the brain do anything else, sir?
Yes, Jason, it will turn on the beepy beepy.
The beepy beepy?
Yes, Jason, beepy beepy, to wake them up. And it'll have a twirly whirly.
They should be in a helicopter?
No, Jason, whirly twirly to move the air about.
Oh, a twirly whirly to move the air. What else, sir?
And a lumberjack.
A lumberjack. Don't you mean a logger?
No, Jason, a lumberjack to record the temperatures.
Of course, sir, of course, yes. A lumberjack to record the temperature.
A lumberjack in a plane.
No helicopters, but a plane?
Yes, Jason, in a plane, in a cloud.
Why is he a lumberjack in a cloud?
We can call you at the beach.
Why would he call me at a beach?
Jason, aren't you listening? The lumberjack is in a plane, in a cloud, watching your fridge. And he calls you at the beach when your champagne is too warm.
Well, sir, that's the cleverest thing that you've ever come up with. Now let's update the standards.
Yes, let's call it Striver for Fiver.
Can't we just call it Strive for Five again?
No, Jason, it's a sequel, like Die Harder or Dumber and Dumberer. Rah, rah.
Okay. And can we talk about fancy fridges?
Yes, Jason.
And will we still have to stick to checking the fridges every day?
Absolutely, Jason. Otherwise, they'd be doing their job.
Even if the beepy beepy didn't beep?
Yes, Jason.
And the brain in the box keeps it at 5 degrees, sir?
Yes, Jason.
Okay, then how often?
Twice a day.
But I thought that's when we didn't trust our fridges.
Yes, Jason.
And now we pay more for a better fridge that we still don't trust.
Absolutely, Jason.
What if it's got a logger?
Jason.
Sorry, sir. What if it's got a lumberjack?
Yes, Jason. Twice a day.
And the lumberjack's in a cloud?
Jason. That's what we call an advanced lumberjack. And we don't cover it.
What should we say then?
Nothing.
Sorry, sir?
Let the states work it out.
But this is the standard on how vaccines are to be monitored. And you just want to ignore lumberjacks in the cloud.
La 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 la. La la la. La. La la la
Okay,
la.
sir, we won't talk about lumberjacks in the cloud. But who will then?
Let the states work it out. They are good at working things out.
And what will the states say?
Jason, don't be stupid. They will say, they will need to do what we say.
Which is what?
They need to check the fridge twice a day.
But I thought you said we don't cover lumberjacks in the cloud.
That's right, twice a day. Unless they have a lumberjack in the cloud.
And then what?
Jason, aren't you listening? That's what the states have to work out.
Okay, sir, we are releasing a new standard that just ignores new technology.
You heard me, Jason. See you tomorrow.
So we can write a new version that includes lumberjacks in the cloud?
Don't be stupid, Jason. We just wrote this one. Let the man strive for fiver for another decade.
Yes, sir. A new standard that just ignores new technology. That's more like you. Hi, they say mimicry is the greatest form of flattery, and so Jimmy Reese, I hope that you are totally flattered by this. Jimmy's a comedian. He does this style of video. He's a legend, much funnier than me. Check his videos out. But the reason why I did this video was because I love his style at parroting silly decisions. And if you didn't catch it in the first half of the video, I think that vaccine fridges and wireless temperature loggers have transformed how we store vaccines. But Strive4Five has just totally failed to keep up. And in fact, there's two clauses in it that say, the first one, that Strive4Five only covers basic temperature loggers, and another one that says that it does not cover automated temperature loggers at all, and that we are to talk to our state department. The only problem is that the state health departments then turn around and say, it's not our problem, you need to talk to your local health area or whatever the policing mob is. And so then we have AGPAL or QCPP turning around and saying that you have to comply with Strive4Five, and we end up in this vicious circle where we've got pharmacies and GPs checking fridges twice a day. But the reason why we checked our fridges twice a day was to minimise the time between the fridges getting too hot or too cold and the staff being aware of it. With a wireless automated system, you're notified immediately, and so we make that need for the manual check obsolete. So what we are doing is something that is far better than what Strive4Five required in the first place, and Strive4Five just no longer talks about it. So what I'd like to see is that if you do have a wireless temperature logging system, that we don't have to manually check the fridges twice a day, that we can go for something that's much less frequent, or alternatively that we don't need to do it at all. And at this stage, I'd like to do just a small plug for Cleverlogger, which is my product. No, I'm not a doctor. For some strange reason, we all know that if you put a lab coat on and have a stethoscope, then you're automatically a doctor. But I'm actually an engineer. And we wrote Cleverlogger to try and be the best vaccine monitoring system out. And we want to fix all the problems. So we do things like, we don't notify you just once that your vaccine fridge is too hot or too cold. We repeatedly tell you until you do something about it. And we also will tell more people about it, giving you the opportunity to first warn a couple key staff and then escalate outwards. We do things like disable your mute on your phone, and we really just annoy the crap out of you. That's an option, by the way, so if you want a good night's sleep, we still give you a good night's sleep. So these are the things that we're doing to try and make it that the need to check your fridge twice a day is just totally redundant. So here you go. Let's hope that the next Strive4Five talks about wireless loggers, but in between, let's hope that the states actually talk about it and start to make it easier to monitor our vaccines rather than being stuck in the dark ages. Cheers. It's water, by the way. There's no way you can do that voice without water. Catch ya.